Oh, hey, how you doing? It's Whiskey Wednesday. Slanjava, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. Let me pull the mic a little closer here. Binga, binga. Oh, good evening. Happy hour to all of you out there. Some of you, it might be late, as in maybe, 11 p.m.-ish. I'm going to see if this works. We'll put this on comments on stage. I never know if that looks too good or not. We'll try that. 11 p.m. over across the way. Good evening, Boxed Meeples. It's a little tiny there, but that's kind of nice. Hopefully we aren't keeping you all up too late. Yeah, chin chin there, Wookie. Oh, there you go, chin chin. Hope you're all having a little bit of something tonight, little maybe tea to sleep well tonight for you all across the pond, or perhaps those just waking up on the other side, maybe over in Asia. We've got some that maybe it's a little too early over in Oceania. I don't know what time it is over in Australia, New Zealand, in China, in Asia right now. I'm not really sure, but maybe you're just waking up. Maybe it's a little too early, but maybe not. If you are, maybe you're having some green tea as opposed to, maybe some chamomile. But either way, hopefully you're all having something tonight to relax, or this morning as well. I'm having a little Dalmore 12 tonight, back from Scotland. This is actually from a couple years ago. I love this one with the metal stag on there too. It's Highland single malt. This actually, I don't think it says it anymore. At one point, I think it actually used to be somehow associated some way with like the Queen. Is that focusing on me again? But I don't think it is anymore. I think it was at one point, maybe. But anyway, hope everyone's doing well tonight. I feel like it's not focusing on me again. Let's see if it focus back. Follow me. Here I am. There we go. But either way, it looks like some people are enjoying a little Japanese whiskey. Yeah, a little, oops, I'm going the wrong way. A little Japanese whiskey. Very good. I like it. Yeah, we'll get to that in just a bit. Very, very nice. Let's see what else. Yeah, of course, at the other end, yes, maybe time to make a cocktail as well, says Chris. Oh my gosh, you all are just, it's like I paid you all to show up and just say these things. Who's going to be next on cue? We've got a lot tonight, so I'm gonna stop with the jibber jabbering and dive right in because I'm really excited about all the different things I'm going to show you tonight. I'm not going to sit here for very long. I don't want to, because I've actually got two different prototypes set up behind me that I want to take my phone on a little journey and show you in just a little bit. I'm really excited about that. Before that, though, I do want to go through a little bit of stuff. For my Luthier backers out there, I want to give you a little bit of an update on things as far as fulfillment. But again, the theme tonight is going to really be prototypes. Prototypes. I'm going to show you a prototype that is just in its beginning, well, not beginning stages, but in its kind of early stages, in the sense of like a year out from it being kind of more of a final prototype. And that's Ringo. And I'm going to show you a prototype that's pretty much finished. It's a prototype that has almost all of the artwork finished, thanks to Eric, his graphic design and art skills. And it was actually made by the factory that's going to be making it, Watts Games. So it's a great way. I thought it would be nice to show you the two different sides of it, to show you kind of how that process works. So we'll take a look at both of those. So prototype time tonight to show you those two games, the two games behind me, Ringo and Cocktails. But first, a little bit about Luthier, which started as that kind of prototype as well. USA fulfillment is going on right now, every day, churning out a couple hundred, between 100 and 200 pledges are being sent out every day. We need your patience on this, though, because we've got thousands to send out. But again, we'll be getting there, because obviously some of the pledges take a lot longer because they're so big, like the Magnum Opus pledge that has lots and lots and lots of different things that go into the big box, while some of the pledges are smaller. They are starting with the Magnum Opus pledges because they're so big, and it's just a lot easier for them to kind of start with those bigger ones and then send those out first. So you're going to see a lot of people saying, "I got it," and you're wondering, like, wait a minute, I live in like Ohio or Michigan. Why have I not gotten my pledge yet? It's Dave says they're all like right up in Michigan. Well, that's because it's not about where you live. It's actually about what you backed. Not because it's like we're starting with magnum opus, because it's just because they preferred to choose that as the one that they started with. They have different box sizes, and that's the box size that they wanted to start with. They had a lot of those boxes to start with. They were ordering other ones to get them ready with the other box sizes as well. And I don't know if you haven't seen it. I wish I had an example. Well, if you saw any of my updates, you saw the box sizes for the magnum opus. It's basically like I'm not kidding, it's like a mini fridge box. So that's also why that is. So anyway, that's what's going on there. So you'll have to wait a little longer. It doesn't mean they're going in that order, like magnum opus all the way down to prelude, but it just means that they started with the magnum opus. That also happens to be one of the smaller number of pledges. So don't think, oh no, it's never. No, it's. I think they're probably almost done with those, to be perfectly honest. So that's happened. You will get a shipping notification. People are like on Kickstarter comments like, man, we're not getting them. You didn't get them for the first day or two. There was like an error they had. They fixed that. You will get a shipping notification. Do not worry. You'll get an email. It will say it's coming from FedEx. It will say FedEx is delivering it. USPS, United States Postal Office, might deliver it, but that's because FedEx is having them deliver some of their stuff. They've been doing that for a while. So keep that in mind. So that's what's going on with USA. Feel free to ask a question in the comments. If you have any questions, post them in there. I'll try and answer them. Libby, I think, is probably tuned in as well. She can answer them. Someone else can as well. Yes, and Luke is right. The magnum opus is magnificent. It is a massive, massive beast of a pledge. I don't have it handy with me right now, but Ryan and Bethany, Board Games, if you don't follow them, you totally should. They're a fun couple from Iowa that has a great channel. They just did an unboxing of the magnum opus, and Bethany just like couldn't hold back her excitement about unboxing. It was pretty funny. So you should check that out. Search Ryan and Bethany Board Games on YouTube, and you'll be able to find it. And they did an unboxing of magnum opus. Don't do it if you don't want to have like FOMO, because it probably will happen. That will happen. But anyway, moving on. Canada. So it's been like almost as frustrating as US, not nearly as, but almost. It's been on a train forever. It finally has gotten to Toronto today. It is supposed to be delivered to the warehouse within the next couple days. Remember, it came to Halifax. It's finally in Toronto. Next couple days. And then it's going to take Board Game Bliss a little bit, like a week or so, to kind of prepare, inventory, all that. They're hoping to be probably within the next 2 weeks. They're hoping to be ready to start fulfilling. So I think probably by the end of August, they're going to be fulfilling and getting things out the door for that. So I think probably end of August, early September, you're going to start to see some of those pledges arrive at your door. Definitely early September, you're going to start getting notifications from that. So that's Board Game Bliss in Canada. EU, kind of almost the exact same situation, except theirs is not as much rail as it is port. So they're also, I think, probably in the next couple of days, they're going to get theirs arrived at the warehouse. Same thing, inventory and everything else. The chips are going to be arriving, because remember, it's all about the replacement chips as well. The replacement chips should be arriving in the next week as well, and then they can start to fulfill those too. I think probably it's the same situation, though. They're going to have to inventory, and I think it's also probably for Europe English. It's going to be EU and rest of world English. It's going to be probably end of August, maybe early September, but I'm guessing end of August for fulfillment. So if you're watching this, English, rest of world, and Europe, EU, it's probably going to be end of August for you. So for those watching that, Asia, you have everything. Everything is there at VFI. I think it's just a matter of when they're going to pull the trigger. I would think it's going to be very soon. Everything is there. I'm waiting to hear about anything else. The last I heard from talking with them was it sounded like I think they said the 14th was like some magic number. So it might be that maybe tomorrow they're going to start doing something. I didn't fully understand if that meant they're going to start sending stuff out the door, But I would think, again, maybe end of this week or start of next week, you might start to see stuff too. So fingers crossed that happens very soon, because they've got everything. Everything's done. There's nothing that else they're waiting on at all. So that's good news for Asia. My other foreign language partners, my other friends of other languages, it's out of my hands now. It's up to the publishers of the other languages to approve the final mass production copies. And once they do that, then final assembly and other things can happen. And those things can go out the door and be ready to fulfill as well. So I think, again, we're probably looking at another couple months. I don't mean to manufacture, but another couple months, because we have to then get it on a ship and get it fulfilled to you. So hopefully just another couple months. I'm hoping it's going to be in time for Essen. But again, it's kind of in the publisher's hands now. It's been out of my hands for a while, but it's kind of in the publisher's hands at this point. They have to approve that final copy. And once they do that, then it's off to the races. So yeah, that's Luthier, I think, in a nutshell. I'm really excited for all of you to start getting your copies. I know some people already are, which is really exciting. So that's pretty awesome. So really good stuff there. Oh, I see Jacob asking, speaking of Luthier, I saw it has a special thanks section for playtesters. What does one have to do to get their name in there, like for Class of '89 or Ringo? Good question, Jacob. Let me get a sip of whiskey here really quick. Well, Jacob, that's a great question. Well, the way this happens, and it's not a perfect system. So I want to first say, go on the record as saying that we try our best to catch every single person that we can about this. But what we try to do is that we try and log every playtest, official playtest that we do. And this does not mean playing at a con, because those more are like we're getting out to fans, and you might give us feedback. But playtests we do in person at proto spiels or other events where we ask for feedback, or on our Discord. And our Discord is something that if you go into search for a Discord, or if you're in YouTube, you'll see this comment. You can click on that link. You can actually do tests online, and you might already be aware of this. You might be one of the people doing those tests. If you play on Tabletop Simulator, we have a big Discord community, and we regularly, pretty much weekly, do tests of these games, of our prototypes. And we then send you links afterwards to fill out a form. And then that adds you, after you fill that form out, because we've taken that feedback, you've taken the time to play our game and given us feedback. You know, it's usually taken a couple hours. And then that's important to us then to acknowledge that you've been someone that has contributed to the evolution of that game. That's how Distilled has happened. Luthier has happened. Distilled Cocktails. Ringo is happening. Class of '89 is happening. That's how all our games happen. We value all of you so much. So that's a great question. It's really digitally online. It's all through the Discord, or in person when we do events. We'll have that as well, where we'll ask you to jump on a QR code or something and fill the link out that way. Great question. Yeah, in fact, that kind of leads me into that next thing, which was we announced at Gen Con, we announced our next game, which was Ringo. I'm just going to grab this here. Very excited about this. This is a mock-up of the box. This is a design by Charlie McCarran, who's a friend of mine, but also just a phenomenal designer. And Charlie came to me, oh, geez, I don't know. It was like a year and a half ago. I don't think it was 2 years ago. With this idea, this prototype and this design idea, play tested it, and it really just kind of stuck with me. And we were just so excited, so thrilled to be able to sign this with Charlie. And then I kind of immediately thought of, started picturing the cover actually in my head. Almost immediately after I signed it. And I thought of Kwanchai Moriah, who, for anyone that knows Kwanchai's work, I don't know if people know this, but my background is art. And so I'm an artist, I'm a designer, but first and foremost kind of background in art. And so lots of art history. And I started thinking about the Hudson River School, and I started thinking about kind of the idea of the sublime and painting. And I immediately started thinking about like that same idea, but kind of with a Japanese aesthetic. And I kind of asked Quanchai to think about that as well. So really, really excited about that. And so thrilled. So we announced it at Gen Con. Here, actually, I've got some examples here. Let's see if this works here. That's not it. I'll go back. Yeah, there we go. Whoops. So we announced it at Gen Con. It was a lot of fun. We had kind of like just a fun little announcement there where we posted about it, and we had a lot of our fans show up that were at Gen Con. It was so fun to have our fans be there when we announced and revealed this new game. Charlie was there too. I'm going to skip ahead to see if I can find one with Charlie there. So Charlie and I just celebrating together. Charlie was there to kind of ask some questions with people too, or just to answer some questions of people as well. This is a game that we are going to be crowdfunding in next year, so about a year from now. So we're still a ways out. And some people are, I remember talking to a publisher. I'll just say this to everyone right here. I'm not going to say who the publisher was. I was talking to the publisher at Gen Con, kind of after hours one night. And he's like, why'd you do that? Why would you announce something a year out? Like, that's so dumb. And I said, because it's fun. Like, it's fun. Like, let's do this. Let's get the community involved, and let's have them play the game and give feedback still, because it's still evolving a little bit. Yes, we know the vision direction it's going. We know it's going to be a phenomenal game because we've already played it and we love it. But we want to get the community involved. We want to continue to have it evolve with not only the art and the visual design, but also the gameplay as well. Build that community around it too. So I'm just so thrilled. I absolutely love it that Charlie was there to celebrate with us too. And again, also that the community, our fans, were around us too to celebrate as well. And you can see here, Ashley is one of our two game masters that were teaching the game. And so she's teaching it to people. And it was so funny. Before we announced it, people weren't really showing up to it because we had tickets sold and everyone had already sold. People weren't kind of showing up. Once we announced it, everyone's like, oh, okay, never mind, I'm showing up. And then we had people waiting around, as you can see, wanting to see if anyone, didn't show up. So that was a lot of fun as well. And thanks. Yeah, the game is already so good. Like it's a lot of fun to play. And I'm going to show you the prototype in just a second as well. It's beautiful. It's fun. And I'm hoping that many of you are able to play on Discord as well, or catch us at a future convention. If you're going to Spiel, we're going to have it at Spiel. You'll be able to play it at Spiel. Or perhaps you'll be able to play it online as well. And oh, hey, look at that. And Charlie's here, everybody. If anyone has any questions for Charlie, I'm going to have Charlie on in a future Whiskey Wednesday, like live, so we can have a nice conversation and you can ask him questions then. But if anyone has any questions for Charlie now, it looks like he's on Facebook, and so you can chat there, and I'll try and post some as well if you're on YouTube too. So because we have both platforms here, but it was a lot of fun. And a couple other pictures from Gen Con. You can see Tim here dressed up, running Luthier sessions. That was a lot of fun. I got in there and I was helping out with cocktails. As always at Gen Con, what happens is we run cocktails. We say ahead of time on the sign up, we say, okay, people, here's the deal. You're getting a ticket for cocktails and you have to have known Distilled already. You can't show up and not know Distilled. What happens? People show up and they're like, yeah, I've never played Distilled before. How does this game work? Show me how. And I'm like, okay, here we go. Let's do this. Let's teach you Distilled and cocktails. Here we go. So I was diving in because at the same time we had another table, because we're teaching multiple tables. We had another table that, of course, also had returners that wanted to play cocktails. So we were Amber was teaching one table with cocktails, and then I dove in and tried to get them started with a little bit of vanilla Distilled, as we call it, and then as well as this. So, hey, Paul's here. Hey, Paul, thanks for chiming in. Paul Grogan from Gaming Rules. We're just saying you're probably having you all across the pond are probably having some tea as opposed to a nightcap like whiskey or coffee or something. But Thanks to everybody for tuning in from overseas. Really appreciate it. We're going to talk about prototypes tonight, show a little bit of Ringo and cocktails. Let's see here. A couple other pictures before I dive into showing those prototypes. Here's our booth from behind the booth. So you see all those people, again, kind of in the back. Those people, including the mouse there, those are all in the line waiting to purchase Luthier. We had a line every day for the first 2 hours until we sold out. So it was pretty phenomenal. Our booth was so small. That's our booth. That's all we can get. We try and get a bigger booth every year, and hopefully someday we'll get it, but this is all we're able to get. So we can't fit too much in our booth, and we're not allowed to restock in the middle of the day. So our booth is very small. We sell out in the first 2 hours every day, and then we restock at night. And so, yeah, this is kind of what happens is the line forms around the block, if you will. It kind of goes all the way at the start of the morning. It goes all the way back to this kind of green area. That's the kind of wraps all the way around. I have them wrap all the way against the wall, and then we call one person forward from the back wall, the back emergency exit loading dock, if you will, to the front to buy at a time. So a couple other things. It was fun too. Well, I'll show you this when I'm done here. I think we're almost done. Yeah, there's Charlie and I. So there's the booth at the start of the morning there's Levi, awesome Levi helping out at the booth. There's Steven teaching class of 89. So again, another prototype in its raw form, no art whatsoever from Eric yet on this. That's what we're diving into after cocktails. And we're releasing next year, but that's Steven all decked out. You can see people kind of hovering out around learning it as well. Actually, there's Ryan from Ryan and Bethany learning that too. So in Bethany, there's back in Bethany learning that. So exciting stuff. That's a really fun game too. Is that Jacob? Oh, awesome. So yeah, people are watching that too. So Jacob, you played there. So if you're playing online, then that you can start getting that as well. So exciting stuff for sure. And real quick, one other thing I wanted to show you too. And at Gen Con, we did a couple other fun things. One thing, we participated in the Pin Bazaar this year. And we did this pin designed by Eric. Let's see if this focuses. There it is. Almost, come on. Kind of just in case, kind of fun pin. This is my last pin. We sold out of all these pins by the end of Friday. I did 500 of them. I should have done 1,000. They're so cool. I accidentally sold out and didn't save enough. I only saved one for Eric. And actually, I didn't even realize I had saved. Like I meant to save one for Eric, and then I accidentally sold them all, and then I found one in my bag. I was like, oh, thank God, I saved one for Eric. Eric designed it, and I didn't even save one for him. So I'm trying to figure out if I can get them asking Pin Bazaar people, Foam Brain, if they can make more for me, because they were so fun to have. Well, Luthier theme, but not really, So that was fun. The other thing that we did, I thought it was kind of fun, was that if you played our game, one of our games, then you got a ribbon. So if you played Luthier, you got this ribbon, but only if you played Luthier. If you played cocktails, you got this ribbon. So each one is just for that one. If you played Ringo, you got this ribbon. And then if you played Class of 89, you got this ribbon. So that was fun. We'll keep these obviously for next year as well. And yeah, so that's fun. And yes, I feel bad. Libby was not happy. I came back and I told her, I didn't. But Libby, I don't even have one. I mean, it's kind of, I don't even have one. I feel bad, but at the same time, oh man, one of the many things I learned from Gen Con 2025. I will tell you that it was an amazing time, but it was also very much a learning year. Because it was such an amazing convention for Paverson Games. So many fans, so much of our community came out. So it was just so great. Okay, so let's keep going. I'm talking too much. We need to get to the main event. Cocktails and Ringo. Ringo was great. Like I said, we're going to show you the prototype in just a second. Cocktails. Very excited about this. For some of you, it might have come out of nowhere. Richard and I have been talking about it for a while. This is a co-design between Richard and I. So for those that are a little bit new to Paverson Games, or at least maybe new to even knows Distilled, but not much else. Richard was the developer for Distilled. Richard and I have a very long history together, relatively speaking, with Papers and Games. Early on with Distilled, he's the developer of Distilled, as well as everything else with Papers and Games. So really kind of a core element of the company and of what we do with Papers and Games. He is the designer of Cask Strength. So if you are a fan of Cask Strength, he designed that entire expansion. That's the one that's in the deck, right? The deck of cards. And so we designed together cocktails. And we really took an approach of lots of brainstorming and working together, but also almost designing like elements and kind of putting them together. So there's certain elements of actually cocktails that were almost entirely designed by him, and then certain parts that were designed by me, and then certain parts that were working together too. But cocktails is freaking massive. Okay. I wish I could like brag and with confidence and say it's the largest expansion ever to come out for expansions in the entire world of expansions, but I don't really know that I can say that. But good God, it's a massive expansion. It's got to be up there with like some of the biggest expansions out there. It just like Distilled is probably more like 2 games or a game and a half in one that we should have probably not put so much in a box. This is kind of like 2 or 3 expansions packed into one, just because that's what we like to do. So I'm going to show it to you all in just a second. You've maybe seen some of the devlogs I've been posting in newsletters. Richard's written some too. They're on BGG as well if you want to read more about those. We are going to bring this to Kickstarter. Because it is a fairly big one. This is, let's see, what else can I say about it? This is going to be something that comes to Kickstarter. It has multiple different elements. Let's see. Yeah. But beyond that, I'm just going to get to the main event of showing you these. But I think before I do that, I will tell you, let's just kind of come right out and say it when we're going to be doing this. It's going to be soon. We are going to launch on Kickstarter on September 16th. You heard it here first, people. September 16th, we are launching on Kickstarter. I hope I got that date right. Tuesday, September 16th. And we are going to do this just for 2 weeks. We're doing this just for the fans. I'm not doing this Kickstarter to do like a massive, like Luthier was a Kickstarter that was, just like a big Kickstarter, right? Like, I made 20 prototype copies. I sent them all around the world. I sent them to 3 people deep. So I had not all 3 people deep, but I probably had like 50 people, 45 to 50 different content creators looking at it. I did advertisements for it for almost 2 months, lots of stuff. This one is more about the concept of we have our fans. We're doing this for them. I've told people this already. It's not about like, how much can we raise? And I know this sounds silly, but it's not. It's more about, we made this. We're excited about it. I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited to do some of the things that we've got planned for you during it. Some of you already know about this because we've been doing it within Facebook and Discord, where we've been already involving the fans in our community in the bottles. So if you haven't been involved, there's a few days left. I think, Libby, you might want to post it there too, where we let you all get to choose the bottles that are going to be in this expansion, the bottle themes. We've already done some of them, and there's one left. We're doing, I think we've got Europe left to vote on. So you've got maybe a couple days left, and I'll show you a couple in a second. So September 16th is launching. 2 weeks and 2 days, because it's always you end on a Thursday, not a Tuesday. It's just how it is with Kickstarter. Really excited. This is for you all, and I'll tell you why. I can't show it to you yet, but I'm going to tell you why. I'm just going to say it now. This is our last expansion, people. And why this is because we're going to have a collector's box. We're going to have a big collector's box for all of you, for you to be able to put your entire Distilled collection into this. I've been calling it Big Butt. The reason for that is because for those that know, and many of you know, that oftentimes a cask or a barrel is called a butt. There's a type of barrel that's actually called a butt. And so I've just been calling it the big butt. So just so you all know, if I ever slip and say that when I'm talking about it and I call it the big butt, well, that's what it is, the big butt. Put Distilled in the big butt. Put your big butt on the shelf. That's what it is. So anyway, we're gonna have that for all of you as well. I'm really excited. So enough chatter. Let's take a look at this stuff. Let me get this on so I can do it. We're gonna start with cocktails, and then I'm gonna end with Ringo, so that you can see that difference. Like I said before, cocktails is basically it's going to kind of look like a finished product for the most part. There's a couple of prototype stuff. While Ringo was made by Richard, and kind of by a combination actually of a lot of the design work is by Charlie, and a lot of the kind of construction is by Richard, and some of the design work is by Richard. And so it's all prototype, very much prototype. While cocktails is almost all done by Eric. So let me get on here and see how I can do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to. Okay. I think I'm here. I'm bringing my whiskey. Oh, geez, you're seeing my ugly room. Oh, okay. There we go. Okay. Okay, so first let's take a look at the box. So beautiful box art by Eric. And again, just another phenomenal job by him. Hopefully everyone can see this. If you can someone say something like chat, say, yes, I hear you or something, because I don't know if you can. Hopefully you can hear me. I think you can. I'm just going to keep talking. Yes. Thank you, Mrs. McGann. Hey, Emily's here. Awesome. Okay, so box, you've seen this before. This is probably around the size of the box, most likely. Here, I'll use this as a background. This is probably around the size of the box. Eric's got some cool cocktails on the side. Still prototype, so nothing on the back, right? So white, but probably around the size of the box. The box is going to have one custom insert in it, just like Distilled had a bunch of custom inserts. This is going to have one in it. It doesn't need a ton, but it's going to have one. Why will it not have a ton? Well, because for our collectors, you're going to take stuff out of this and your other one and you're going to put it into the big butt. Go put it in the big old butt. Put in that big butt. All right, I'm going to stop with the big butt now. But you can tell I really like saying that. Okay, so first off, here is cocktails. And you're going to see, I decided to just lay everything out for you, and then I'll go into detail. So you can see, I'm going to pull this out of the way. You can see that cocktails is quite big. Here's everything in cocktails, except for obviously the player board, because that's from the base game, just to show you something. So cocktails has quite a lot of extra stuff. I'm going to go over everything in a little bit of detail. This is all just an expansion, people. So imagine a game, just a game you get off the shelf in the store. And I would argue that many games these days don't even have this much when you get it off the shelf in the store. And this is just an expansion. So again, think about when you buy an expansion in the store and you get, like, for a game, and you usually get, I don't know, like 50 cards and maybe a couple little boards and some tokens. That's what I'm talking about and why I feel like, okay, this is a big expansion. So let's go over this in detail, okay? So the first thing, of course, you're going to have double washbacks, and you're going to have 5 of those because for the 5 players. Now these washbacks are two-sided. On one side is and this is going to extend, of course, I'll go over quickly here. It's going to extend your distillery, right? So your distillery is now expanded, okay? And that expansion, of course, is going to include a new distillery bar, okay? that has a kind of a bottom distillery bar, kind of more of like a kind of swanky, kind of in the basement type of thing, and then a distillery bar up top as well. So 2 different distillery bars. And of course, it's got a second washback. That's a big part of one of the big parts of the game. This was actually from the original game I designed way back. Actually, before I think I even met Richard, I had a double washback. But again, that's with that. Now, oh, someone's saying it's low quality. Oh no, I hope it's not low quality. Is it low quality? Is it in bad quality? I can see. Maybe it's because I turned off. Oh no, I turned off my Wi-Fi. Oh, it is low quality. Oh no. Oh no. Just a second. It's probably because I turned my Wi-Fi off. I'm gonna turn it on. Just a second. Come on. Oh, it's really bad. Really bad. Okay. There. Is that better? Is it getting better? I think it's getting better. It's getting kind of better. I'm sorry, everybody. There. That's a little better. Yeah, that's a little better. Wonder if I can. There. That's better. That's a little better. Okay. 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 So I'll get back to it. Sorry, everybody. It's because I. All right. I'll go back. Okay. So it's because I had my Wi-Fi off because I thought that would be faster. Anyway, I'm going to stop now. All right. So 5 different washbacks, all with different bars. Distillery bar above. And it's a distillery bar below, right? So it's kind of a little basement bar and a kind of up top bar. Your double washback that I had way back at the start and took it out, and now we've made it work, which we'll look at in a second. A place to unlock your washback, as well as kind of an extra label bonus spot too. But then, of course, on the back, when you flip it over, if you don't want to play with cocktails, you don't have to. You could just play with extra washbacks and nothing else. So you've got an extra warehouse space and an extra upgrade space, distilled upgrade space, and same on the top too. Right, so that's on each one. If people wanted to just play with that, they could. And so we can see that that's the case there. Now, in order to unlock your washback, it's not just free. You have to actually pay for it. So we have these nice screen printed wood keys. Every time you want to unlock it, you need to move this wood key over and you need to pay that price. You can see it gets more and more expensive to manage your distillery because, of course, the concept is that to operate a bigger and bigger distillery, to make bigger and better things, you're going to need to pay more to hire those employees, to pay for those stills. So the concept here is you're paying more here as well. So you can move along that track. And everybody would. I just have that stuff off to the side. So everybody would be moving along this communal track here. So you've got your double washback. You, of course, have 4 new distillery identities as well. I won't go into details on their powers. Sorry about this, the sheen here. I'll just pick them up. But each one from each region. So really excited about these. Different distillers from different regions. Around the globe, and Eric might have finally made it into the game. So that's exciting there. We have a new board or a new kind of board above our distillery, and this, of course, if we were making with double washbacks, if you're making extra spirits, that means you're going to probably have more labels, which means you need to place them somewhere. So we have this board above as well. And I'll get to that back in a second. And so each person has one of those. So there's extras there. And if you flip that over again, if you're playing without cocktails, you can just place labels down for just an extra 4 points as well. We, of course, have extra spirit awards. We have new extra ingredients that do special things. These ingredients actually do things as far as discounting things that are above and below it in the market. So actually, kind of the placement of where they are that affects when maybe you want to buy it. We have new barrels. These barrels, a couple of these barrels have to do with aging and making cocktails, and one of them has to do with collectors, which I'll get to in a second. We have new bottles. These bottles, a couple of them, we voted on these, folks, and Eric's already drawn a couple. If anyone recognizes that still bottle, our America's bottle was voted on. That was the still bottle. And the Dodo bottle was voted on for the Africa and Middle East, and Eric has already drawn those two and made it in. This is the prototype that was made by What's in the factory over in China. And so kind of lots of fun there. You can see some of them have not. We've got a couple left. We've got a special one that I'm already planning on. Eric and I have a special one that we're planning on for the special bottle, and a couple others as well. And again, like I said, the Europe bottle has yet to be voted on, that Libby probably shared already for you. So be sure to jump on Facebook or Discord to vote on that. We have 12 new upgrades, all kind of new, fun, spicy things going on, affecting cocktails and collectors and washbacks. So lots of neat stuff there that are going to be fun new powers too, and effects to work with new characters and new individuals. Lots of fun stuff there. It'll be a lot of fun. You'll notice that maybe you notice this kind of pink thing. That is something that's going to flip, because we're adding more cards to the deck. It's now making these decks pretty chunky, pretty big. So anytime those are going to be going onto the truck, that's a forklift icon. That actually is going to make that that market move along a little faster. So so that's going to be a way to make that move a little faster as well, since there is so much more stuff. You're also going to recognize some old classics. We're reprinting some cards, updating some cards, because, and you'll know because it'll have an icon in there, because of course they're broken with cocktails. So we will be reprinting cards on the house and include those for you in the set. That's a total of, I think it's 18 cards. I think it's 12 upgrades and 6 identities. I think, if I remember correctly, that will be reprinted and included in the game. There might be a couple more. I can't remember. Maybe some goals too. Let's see. Yeah. So let's get back over here. You'll see, of course, there's nothing new here with our recipe board. But above it is our renown board. So our personal renown board is something that kind of sits right up, or can sit right above it. This is a dual layered board. And these are just printed by myself at home, but you can imagine these are plastic. They'll be plastic with, they're stackable. Kind of came up with this idea of something that would be stackable, and they'll be screen printed with a little renown icon on the top in your color. 4 of these each, so 16 total. When you reveal it, so eventually when you clear that, you'll get more points at the end of the game. Basically a multiplier. You can see at the bottom there by the glasses. These renown tokens get taken off, and they get placed over on a new map that everybody is competing on, into this triple layer board, people. Double on this side, and then I flip it over, and this double on the other side. And the way this works is I have to start in my home region. So let's say I was in Europe, and then I have to branch out from there. So where I couldn't go here, obviously. I have to go from other places, branch there. And when I go somewhere, I cover it up. When someone else comes across, they can stack on top of me. They just don't get that bonus. Okay. So let's say, red goes here, and you can see it. And then we might end up raising these a little bit more, but the idea is you can still see below it. And when you cover a bonus up, you get that thing. If I am able to branch across 2 different regions, oops, here, I'll just do it with this one, like this. So I'm going from Europe to Asia. Then I'm going to be eligible for some of these cool new bonuses. And those bonuses happen when I place a label on this top row. When I do, I'm able to take it off of that location, and I'm able to place that here. And I'm able to get that new instant bonus. Things like draw 3 goals and keep 1. So I get a new bonus. Or gain any 5 mixtures. I'll talk about them in a second. So some new cool ways to get new points. Renown, the way I play stuff on there, I didn't talk about that, is through cocktails. So I'm doing this. I don't want to try and teach the whole game, but I'm just trying to show you some of the cards. Cocktails is how I get renown, those stars. It's basically like a new type of points. And those stars get me on that map. Every renown is one of those spots. I make cocktails by taking it from this offer here. It's a new market row, and I pay what's below. So let's say I pay 3 to kind of take this order. And when I take this cocktail, I also get to take that many mixers. These different mixers are on display here, and I can take them. And maybe eventually I'll be able to make that cocktail during a new phase in the game. So if I paid 3 to take this, I could take 3 mixers from that offer that might be able to end up eventually be able to make it. So I'd take it from here. I'd place it into my my bar. I'd also take 3 mixers, and maybe for this one, I'd want to take these 3 because from there, because those kind of, oops, you can't see with the shine. Those would eventually work towards it. I still need that kind of flavorings, that bitters, that green bottle. I still need that one if I wanted to make that better version. But you'll see I need a plant-based spirit to make it. Right now, I couldn't make that with this gin, but I could make it with this cachaça. So what that would mean is if I went to make that, I would turn, and I had all those things. I would turn in the mixers. I would turn in this card, and then I would grab that icon, that glass as this cool new little bottle. I'd place it on top of the cachaça, showing that I've used my spirit. Sorry, the light doesn't show it here, but it's fine for me, but probably not for the camera. Showing I've used that spirit to make this cool drink. And then I'd take that renown. So let's say I used all the right stuff. I'd take 2 renown from here, and I'd place it onto the map. And what I cover up, I'd get. So in this case, I'd get a free umbrella, which is a wild mixer. And I'd get a free basic grain I just add to my pantry. And of course, I'm starting to spread my renown, which eventually at the end of the game is going to also give me some extra points too. So lots of cool stuff. You can see some bonuses there for collecting different glass types. So if I'm getting those different little mini glass meeples, if I have the different types of glasses at the end of the game, that's also going to give me stuff too. Now, the last thing I didn't talk, and I also didn't talk about, well, how do these mixers come out? Well, they come out by shaking these dice. So I can roll these dice, or with this mixer dice chucker, which we will maybe have in the Kickstarter, I can shake it up. I can do this one-handed and pour it out. So yes, this might be part of the Kickstarter as well. A nice little mini cocktail shaker so that you can shake up your dice. And we have gone so far as to make it felt lined as well, so it's not too loud. Also, pretty sweet. I've been 3D printing these myself at home for the prototypes, but we're going to look into having this nice little engraving kind of plastic ones too. So really excited about that too as part of the Kickstarter for my big butt collectors. Okay, that sounds bad too. Last but not least, our collectors. Really, so speaking of collectors, our fun collectors. These are really cool. These are people that are looking for only the best, simply the best. And what they want is they want certain spirits that are at a certain level of prestige. So let's say I just made a gin worth 11 points, right? So I just made that gin. Okay, let's actually cheat here. Oops. I just made the gin. I total up my score. I got 11 points. If I place it on this top row, okay, I get the one coin for covering up. But then I can go and claim this from this collector. And I can place it, because I made it 11-point silver recipe, and I place it right here. What this means is at the end of the game, for every America's icon I have on a spirit label on my entire board, including my warehouse, I get 2 points. So it's an end game kind of a strategy I could be going for now. So the collectors are more about an end game strategy, while the cocktails and renown are more, well, cocktails and renown are more of kind of an in-game, lots of bonuses, but there's some end game as well. So these guys are all kind of instant bonuses, kind of freebies, instant freebies that you can get, while these collectors are going to give you some big time points at the end of the game if you play it right. And as you can see, there's different ones, and these are all randomly assigned. Okay, so again, you can see some are even things like a signature recipe. Only the signature recipe at 19 or above would be eligible for this. And these are randomly assigned each time. So maybe right now it's a metal barrel, but maybe next time it's the fruit is over here, right? So it's always going to be a different game, and of course, there's different collectors too. So you're not going to see the same ones each time. Let's see. I think I showed everything. Yeah. So what we can see, again, if I kind of pull out, is we've got more goals, new goals. I don't even have the solo stuff out. We're, of course, going to have some solo updates, too. We're still working on that. So this is not even everything. So I've got quite a lot of stuff here. If we pan out again and look over everything, this is including all the players kind of set up for one. You can see this is going to be taking up a lot of space. This is for my Distilled players that want more paths, new paths. But it's a lot of stuff. It's going to be a lot of new fun ways to be able to kind of figure out victory. I've found with Distilled, obviously I love playing Distilled. I love talking about strategy with people with Distilled, but I also find that it's kind of like there's certain paths everybody knows are the kind of the best ways to victory. While with this one, I've found there's many different ways for people to win, which is a lot of fun. So that's Distilled. Really excited about that. Again, kickstarting September 16th. The reason I'm doing this tonight also is because I'm sending out these copies to content creators now. So you're going to start seeing coverage, hopefully, by content creators in the coming weeks, especially next month when it starts debuting. And we're really excited for that. And unlike Luthier or maybe even the original Distilled, I'm not sending this to just like the biggest and the best. I'm sending this to the ones that I know are true blue Distilled fans. I deliberately thought about the ones that I know have expressed that they love Distilled, that they would be able to kind of just jump on this right away. So you might find in the Kickstarter, like, I've never heard of that person. Well, yeah, it doesn't matter. I love their content. They've always been kind of stood by us as Paverson Games, as fans of Distilled, and that's what this campaign is all about. It's about the fans, it's about the community, and I hope you'll maybe discover some new content creators as well through that. All right, so let's move around. Let's change sets, people. Here we go. We go from kind of finished product to what looks like a finished product, but here's the funny thing. I'm going to move my here. But this is what it is. Here is the actual box. And that, in fact, the Paverson Games Project Americana I was forced to put that on there because we didn't know what it was. At Gen Con, they're like, you need to put something on there because the old swing bridge didn't work. This is the box Richard sent it to me in. The old swing bridge is the Richard Woods prototype original. In fact, here, let me show you the Class of '89 prototype real quick. Where is it? It's over there. Waiting to send to him. There's that one. There's another one. There's the Class of '89 prototype. I'm sending those back to him in a second. So this is what a prototype looks like a year out. And that's the kind of thing what Distilled looked like a year out. And this is what Luthier looked like a year out. I want to show this to you because this is the type of thing that we love at Paverson Games to do. And to be perfectly honest, this is what most companies do not do. They don't dare do this. Oh my gosh, why would I ever show my community the process behind this? Why would I show them this stuff? No. We only want to show them the finished product. No, come on, people. Show them how the sausage is made. So here we go. Here's the sausage. So this is Ringo. And I'm not going to go into great detail because, again, that's going to be better maybe when I have Charlie on, or maybe we'll do a tabletop simulator playthrough. You can all watch again on Discord right now. You can tune in and you can either watch one being played or you can play yourself. But this is the prototype for Ringo. And essentially in this, again, this is set in feudal Japan. You're a daimyo, and you essentially are reporting back to the shogun, and this is meant to represent your province. Almost imagine kind of like either a swath of land. You can see kind of some water at the bottom there. That's meant to be water. You could maybe imagine this almost like a hillside or a mountainside. I don't want you to think of this as like one giant mountain necessarily, but you could think of it as kind of like a hilly hillside. We have some stuff on the left and right that I'll talk about in a second. But this is your player space. So I want you to imagine this is, if you were playing right now, this is what would be in front of you as a player. Actually, maybe a more three-dimensional. You can see there that there's some dimensionality to it. And then in the middle of the table, I didn't set this up right because I'm trying to fit two things on here. In the middle of the table would be this. It's not going to look like this necessarily, but this is meant to be something that feels a little bit more like Edo, this modern day, what is now modern day Tokyo. And so this is where things happen, where people are interacting with each other. And so it's in this game, the beginning of the game, the beginning of each round, you're going to be interacting with each other at the table. And you're going to be doing that here in Edo. You're going to be sending different representatives, not these. These are just characters, and definitely not these. These are just representations right now. But you're going to be sending essentially characters that will be drawn by Kwanchai, and they'll be having numbers that essentially is kind of like a bid of sorts to kind of jostle for turn order, but then also gifts from the shogun that you'll get. So again, not that those mean anything to you, but you'd be getting these cards and getting kind of rewards. The higher powered one is going to get the better pick, perhaps, or the first choice. Then you're going to be going back to your province, and you're going to be doing things. You're going to be sending your little workers out, and you're going to be placing them down, not in a location like that, like we normally would, but actually in the intersections of these locations. Think of all these almost as kind of pathways or roads between larger spaces. Maybe it's even, think of it almost as like a village or kind of a intersection of roads that someone reports to and kind of does some work there and interacts with people there. You send them there because then they're able to do certain things at that space. In this case, they're going to be able to do a couple different things. So they're going to be able to kind of choose to do two actions, one in two different places, I guess is the best way to say it. So I could do an action here and an action here, an action here and an action here, or an action here and an action here. These are what we're calling samurai, and samurai aren't necessarily people that are just always fighting. That's kind of a stereotype that's incorrect. They are skilled in lots of different ways. They might be doing things with the trees. They might be doing things with farming, with the land as far as planting or clearing things. So lots of different things they could be doing. But the key here is I'm placing them at these intersections. Maybe I'm doing different types of workers, so they're not all just the yellow ones. Maybe I'm sending workers that are maybe people from the village that can only do a single action in a single location. Or maybe I'm sending someone who can do actions in every single location. So lots of different choices that I can make. I can also maybe, when I'm deciding to maybe do things, I could decide to perhaps cut a tree down. I could decide to chop trees down. That's an action I could do. I could also decide to plant trees as well. Maybe I decide to actually plant a tree in a location. Or maybe I decide to make a farm, turn a flooded area into a farm. Lots of things to choose from on my turn, lots of different choices. Maybe I decide to study a tree. So it's not necessarily cutting things down. I'm going to have to do that at some point. But maybe I decide to study a tree. And so I go over to this research track and I kind of move up this track, learning about certain trees and getting benefits from those as well. And so on my turn, I have lots and lots and lots of different things to do. In fact, I'll highlight this for a second. You can see all the different actions that I can do with my workers. And some of my workers can do certain things while some of them cannot. Mainly the villagers, the little guys, can't do some things. And that's going to allow me to have lots of different choices, especially if I get more and more of these guys over the course of the game. There's 5 different rounds, and so I'm doing all these things. And maybe by the 3rd or 4th round, maybe I have lots of these. Maybe I have 3 or 4 or 5 of these different workers, and I'm placing them and doing different things. This is all simultaneous, so we're all working out these puzzles together at the table during this this phase of the game. This is our province phase. We're working on our own. And of course, the rain happens. So a big part of this is there's weather that happens where it's going to rain. And we always know, we have an idea of what it could be. So right now we have a pretty good idea that it's going to be pine, which is that dark green. Maybe it's gonna rain a little bit in that yellow, a little bit in that orange, but not much at all. Probably in that light green. So you can see every time we have an idea, and the reason I can say those is with those different colors we see there, right? And what we do then is we flip these over. Now there's chances I have of being able to peek at these. I didn't. I should have had these out. Sorry. Chances of these I could have had, but I didn't. So let's just see. So we see up, it did flip. So we see C. So up, it is a little bit orange there. Oh, and a little bit more with oak orange. And then a little bit with B, with I think it's beech. So again, there actually was bad. We thought it was going to be a lot of pine, and it didn't. It would have been good for us to predict. That what happens there is it starts raining in those areas. One by one, we put water and flooding in certain areas. It grows trees where there's trees there. It floods where there's not. It creates rice where there's farms. So there can be destruction. There can be life and prosperity and growth. So you need to kind of be careful. If I clear cut everything, I'm really in trouble. I might have a lot of wood there to be able to make lots of castles and build lots of farms. I didn't even talk about that. Or I can turn these trees in to be able to build here or in Ado. But I have to be careful about that. Eventually, then we go back to Ado. So we start the round, and we end the round in Ado. We kind of bookend the round back in Ado. And here again, we are vying for the favor of the Shogun. And here, in turn order, which is what we bid on before, we are trying to do certain things for the Shogun. So here we could be paying rice, or we could be sharing knowledge. Remember, we climb that track. And if we climb that research track, we get these tokens. And so we could be turning those tokens in, we could be turning rice in, and then we could be placing cubes down to be able to score some points eventually there too. And each round, more of these come out. And you can see sometimes it could be military, sometimes it could be castles, and these stay out. So over the course of the game, these are all coming out, and so you have a chance to go back and score more of these as well. So there's I did a pretty bad job of explaining this because I'm just trying to rush through and give you a kind of a broad idea. But really what I hope you can see is there's lots of decisions to be made. But what I really love is that you start out doing lots of interaction with each other. Then you go back and you have this really great puzzle at your own space where you're growing and tending, you're researching, you're building, and then you come back, and then and then you have to deal with the weather. You have to deal with the kind of the ramifications of your decisions, right? Were you too conservative, and you could have taken more chances, and because of that, you maybe didn't push enough, or were you took too many risks and you get punished because of all the rain and floods and destruction? Where did you lie in that? And then you come back and all interact together, taking turns around the table, scoring one at a time, trying to score one at a time if you can. And obviously, if you can't do any of those, you pass, and then you can't score anymore. But if you can continue to score those, until you pass, and again, remember, each round, 2 more come out, where eventually these would all be coming out. Now, obviously, not every single one comes out. So we always will have a couple that will hide. That we don't know will come out. So we can see there that there was a few that didn't see as many come out, while military had a few more come out, or had more come out than others. So we never know exactly how many, but we have a pretty good idea of what will come out. So you're always able to kind of go back and score more. So a lot of points can be had from there. A lot of points can be had from our research track, and a lot of points can be had from our building our castles and structures. I actually like to say structures because really it can be castles or farms. I have these flipped because they can be either one. And I should say, unlike cocktails, which is pretty much done, this is still evolving, people. If you are interested in play testing, we are play testing this weekly on Discord, and we are tweaking this weekly. Is the core there? Yeah, it's fun. It's great. It's awesome. It's a lot of fun. But are we still tweaking things a little bit? Yeah, because we keep running into people that are breaking the game because they're scoring too high in certain strategies. We've got to figure that stuff out. Like, that's the fun stuff about why we love involving all of you. Now, here's an example of what we did at Gen Con. Like, here's all the games that were played at Gen Con. We've got all the scores. We'll be tracking those. We took notes. Here's one that said, loved it. One of the players played yesterday and came to play again. I think that's Aaron Y. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, so we love our community. We love all of you playing with us. You can see, though, there's a lot of components in this game. Right now, 3D printed, but this game is going to have a commitment to sustainability. So there's not going to be, we're really aiming to not have any plastic in the game either. Whoops, did that go out? Can you still see me? Yeah, not have any plastic in the game. So we're investigating how these pieces can be wood or cardboard or other things as well. So kind of stay tuned. One reason why we're doing crowdfunding for this, I'm going to try and transition back to let's see if I can do this. Is this going to be like a screen within a screen? Boom, boom, boom. There, am I back? I'm back. Is this one gone? Yes. I think I'm good. How do I leave that one? Good. One reason why we're doing crowdfunding is because this is obviously going to have to be a deluxe game. Like, there is no way that we will be able to do everything we want to do with just a normal game. Where did my drink go? There it is. I think that the deluxe game will be the one. It's kind of like Luthier, will be the one that we really want to be able to kind of pull out all the stops on. It will cost us more. We won't be able to do everything we can with that retail game, but we'll still be able to make a really solid game. But the deluxe will be where it will really shine with how we organize it, with how it can be just a beautiful experience at the table as well. So I think that's it. Yeah, so here we go. I've gone a bit over. I know some people have been staying up pretty late. I see lots of comments. Thank you all for tuning in as well. Really excited about Distilled Cocktails. Again, September 16th. Hopefully you all are following it already. Again, like I said, it's for the fans. So this is not one that we're trying to just like be, oh my gosh, we need to get new followers. Nope, it's all for you. So you better be following it because that's who it's for. And then next year, remember, about this time, maybe a little bit before, will be Ringo on crowdfunding. Really excited about that. And then Class of 89s next year too, but that's going to be straight to retail. And we are going to be making sure that actually is going to be something that all of our community get a chance to access first. So you'll be getting a pre-order of that directly to you before it even hits retail. So that'll be a lot of fun to have that be something kind of almost like internal crowdfunding, if you will, where it just goes straight to you first. So, I think that's it. I've got a lot of cleaning up to do now. As I was setting up, I was like, oh man, boy, do I have a lot to be cleaning up tonight, but that's okay. It'll be good. Yeah, that's it, people. I think I've got it all set. Yeah, Luke said it right. Class of 89 is going to be so rad. Luke, that looks like a picture of you from 1989. Did you just change your picture? Yeah, far out. Yep, totally, dude. Look at all you. It's going to be, I can't wait for Class of 89. It's going to be awesome. Oh man, Eric's been showing me pictures. I wish he sent me the pictures. When I meet with him, he just like shares his screen, so I don't have them. Oh my gosh, they're so good. Some of the because he works on Distilled, but he also like just loves drawing the characters. They're so good. They're so good. I wish I had them right now. Anyway, that's it. That's it, people. Well, that's it. Slàinte. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good night. See you next time. Dave out. Enjoy the rest of Wednesday. I think that's it. See ya. See you on the other side.